thanks for taking the time to talk about this new album with me, All's Well. I'm so excited for this. I've heard the singles, I've heard a couple other songs, and I love the vibe. And I want to ask about like producing because I know your albums and your music has always had a little bit of like a soulful R&B like vibe to it, and now I feel like we're getting a little funk.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it's definitely got a little bit of a sort of a Hall and Oates or DeBarge feel to it, little '70s throwback, and I think part of what brings that to life is that it was play. A lot of these songs were played live in the studio with a full rhythm section and horns, so we got to track everything with live instruments, which is something that you don't really see a lot of anymore in pop music. And but I think it was appropriate for the style of the songs. And yeah, I'm very excited about it, and I can't wait to play them live. I've been working with my music director the last week, rearranging these songs and getting them on their feet for the live show. And it's just going to be so fun.
I'm excited. You're playing here at the Wiltern right around the corner from me. So I'm just like, I'm gonna be there. Like, let me
Yeah.
roll up. And I know you're working again with Morgan Taylor Reid, which you worked on your last album with.
Yeah.
Why did you want to work with him again and Andrew Dixon?
Well, I mean, Morgan's just, first of all, he's such a bro. Like he's like a friend of mine at this point. We talk all the time. We're very good friends. We understand each other, and we have very similar musical tastes. If I'm honest, like every time we're writing together, the choices that he makes are choices that I would make. And I mean, sometimes you want people to in a room. Sometimes you want other ideas, but it's also really nice when somebody else is confirming all of your ideas and you're confirming theirs. It's like, oh wait, yeah, I was going to do that too. And so it just makes for a really easy work environment and fun writing environment. And he's just so talented. Like he can play every instrument. He's a great producer, and it works. And so why change a good thing? Why mess with a good thing? And this time was great. We brought in Andrew Dixon, who's a really close friend of his and understands live music production and really knows how to make all of their instruments shine individually. So it was great having him into the fold on this one as well. But yeah, so we got the band back together, and here we are with another EP.
I love that. I was in the music industry 100 years ago. And so I could love that you said like the way that you were bouncing ideas off each other, you validated yourself, you validate his ideas because everyone looks at artists like we're always so confident. And sometimes you need someone to be like, no, you're not crazy. That's amazing.
Yeah, no, I mean, totally. I mean, there's definitely, I mean, I try also to push myself to work outside of my comfort zone and work with people that have a totally different writing style. But like I said, it is nice when you connect with somebody on a musical level and your ideas are confirmed, and so really nice.
I was watching your in studio kind of version of video of Faux Fur that was released, and I noticed that Carole King is in this video. Tell me about that little Easter egg.
Well, Carol, I've known Carol since I was really young. Her daughter actually happens to also be my manager, and so I've known her forever. And she happened to be in LA at the time, and she was like, "Yeah, I'd love to come stop by." She also knew that we were recording at the Village Recording Studio, which I'm not sure. I think she's recorded there in her heyday, but also anything live music. I think Carol just is giddy about, and hearing live instruments being tracked in a studio is something that somebody like her really loves. So she came by, and I don't think we told the musicians, and they were just like freaking out, as you can imagine. Especially some of the older guys who grew up listening to her stuff. It was a real thrill for everybody involved, and just so gracious of her to do. And she really loved the song, so that was nice. She like gave her notes and was like writing up notes while she was listening and telling the band, "Hey, you should play this a little louder or a little bit more. Sit back in the pocket a little bit more." It was really cool.
I love it. Like whatever you say, Carol, whatever you say, we'll do it.
Exactly right.
Icon. I love the vibe of Faux Fur, and I wonder why you picked it as your first single. Because I love that you're like speak talking, but then you get to also show off your vocals a little bit. So tell me about why it's the first single and how you kind of found that combo.
I just really loved it as a first release. It felt very vibey. It felt very fresh for me. I think it's a super sexy song, which I kind of was, when I heard it back, I was like, this has got some like, it's kind of sexy. And it was a nice balance of sort of like that sing talky rappy thing in the verse versus like the really high falsetto stuff happening in the pre-chorus that I think is very sort of like quintessential me. Like it feels like most authentic, right? And yeah, it felt like a great first release.
Mhm.
And very fresh sound, and I think people really loved it. So I'm excited to play that one live too. The new music is going to be so fun live. Like I'm geeking out about it. Can't
Are
wait
you
to
gonna I love it. Are you gonna have like the full orchestra, like full band going on to kind of bring that whole vibe?
full rhythm section for sure. I don't know if we'll be able to bring horns with us, but yeah, we find ways to cheat and hide horns into the tracks. But it'll sound super big and live sounding. But we'll have guitar, bass, and drums, and I'll probably play keys, and yeah, we'll sneak some horns in there for sure.
Amazing. I need you to also tell me about working with Young Gravy. When I heard that he was on the song and listened to it, I was like, what is happening? This is such the weird combo that you never knew you needed. It's the French fries and milkshake, you know? Like,
Yeah, I agree. It was definitely something I knew people would be like, "Wait, what? What's going on here?" Obviously Gravy is crushing it right now, and he's sort of a titan on in the social media space. But we just hit it off. We did a show together a few years back, and he's just a great guy. He's really smart, really funny, and just like my kind of dude. And we decided, like, hey, if there's ever a song that works, we should like do something together. And so I wrote this chorus, "Make a Baby," and at the time, I thought, oh God, this is definitely on brand for Young Gravy. Let me send it to him. He loved it, and the rest was history. And I'm glad. It was such a fun collab, and making the song was great. But actually rolling the song out and doing all the press and the photo shoots and marketing
hilarious.
the song to me was as fun or even more fun than the song itself. So I got to sort of step in his world for a moment and see how that's done. And it was a real thrill. And it was nice to like bridge the generational gap there. So it was cool.
Absolutely. And I love that you're all over TikTok. So we need this to be a viral TikTok thing with you and Young Gravy. Maybe like people showing their baby bumps, some fun dances. I think even like Fofo needs a dance. I need this to somehow.
Pregnant dancers, I think would be really fun. And that's something I haven't seen, but the pregnant bump dance, I think that would be super cool.
Right? It'd be awesome. And then my last thing for you is we are coming up on the 20th anniversary of Beautiful Soul. And I just wanted, isn't that crazy? And I just want to ask you, like, looking back at your career then to now, what is the thing that sticks with you the most and what have you learned about yourself?
Oh, I mean, I think the thing that sticks with me the most is just the dedication that I've had from so many people, both fans and just personally on my team and in my personal life. The I don't think I'd get this far, and I would have gotten this far without those people in my close circles that have kept me grounded and have kept me from floating into outer space a lot. And so I think that's what sticks with me the most is the relationships that I've built. And just the fact that like I have this audience of people who continue to show up decades, like multiple decades later, is just incredibly humbling, and it's just so nice. It's when you're young, it's kind of an unsettling feeling, even when you're successful, not knowing how long this thing's gonna go and like how long you can continue to do it, and that creates a lot of anxiety. And I feel like it's been so long now and the fans keep showing up that it just feels like I continue to do this forever. And that's just such a great thing to think about. So I think what sticks with me the most are the relationships and the fans that have given me the opportunity to do what I love.
I love that. That's amazing. Now, make sure everyone check out the new album as well when it drops coming up in April, right?
April 5th. Yeah, EP's dropping April 5th and I go on tour April 12th.
Awesome. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait.
I'm excited. Sarah, I just have to ask, is that a carpet behind you? What is this? It looks so, is it I just want to like wipe my hands through it. Is it textured?
It's a
Uh,
fabric.
it's a very good trick. It looks like a shag.
Yeah, it's a piece of fabric I got in downtown LA, and it's just fuzzy, which gives it like that good texture. You know, everyone's got green screens. I gotta do something different.
Sticking with the well, it was great chatting with you, Sarah. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was wonderful to talk to you too. Have a great day.
We'll see you soon.